First Lady Donna Edwards. Almost 25 million people are trafficked every year, and 1 in 4 of those victims are children. Almost half are forced into work. The majority are exploited in the sex industry. It's why Louisiana has launched a statewide public awareness and education campaign. Join me, the Louisiana Governor's Office of Human Trafficking Prevention and the State District Attorneys Association to combat human trafficking and promote justice and healing. Learn more at stoptraffickingla.com.
That is First Lady Donna Edwards with a video message about human trafficking, raising awareness about human trafficking. It's playing on some airports throughout the state, as a matter of fact, on video screens. This year on SWI, we have worked hard to bring attention to this horror, the myths, the facts, the numbers. The First Lady is here with us right now, Donna Edwards. Thank you so much. You've become an ambassador nationwide in the fight against human trafficking, raising awareness, etc., and the National Coalition. Can you tell me about that?
Yes, well, thank you for having me, Andre. So the National Coalition for the Prevention of Human Sex Trafficking came about during COVID. We were all locked down, as many of you were. But we decided, we had been having Zooms. We've been having summits. Mm-hmm. And those summits were in person, and were forced to go to Zoom like many of our other organizations and groups. And so we realized that our reach could be even further in spreading awareness. We reached out to all the first spouses across the entire country and said, come listen, learn, and be a part of it. And so we started off that initial Zoom with about, 200 or 300 people. The last one we had on Zoom was over 600 or plus people, and we had registrants from Guam, from Australia, from the Vatican, and we had all these first spouses that were listening and learning.
And this is something that's, it's right up what is important to you. You have a big heart for helping people, and the use of the word real is being used very importantly with the Governor's Office of Human Trafficking Prevention, which, I'm going to say you're sort of running. I know that you're not. There are many people involved, but you're here talking about it in the face, I would say.
So we started the campaign called StopTraffickingLA.com.
Right.
And that was to bring awareness. And that's when we had the group of first spouses that came in April. We purposely had the event around the NCAA Final Four because large sporting events all over the country, including our own state, bring in trafficked victims. And so we were able to start this campaign. So we had billboards and you probably saw some things, some messages on lots of messages on radio and TV, but really to bring awareness that we all need to understand and know this. The mom at home, the teacher in the classroom, the person in the office. We all need to understand what trafficking is because it affects us all at all different levels.
Absolutely. Let me play you a clip of a radio show about human trafficking that I did this year on Jim Inkster with Dr. Katie Fetzer. We got this call from a listener.
I am actually a survivor of human trafficking. I almost got killed getting away. I got stabbed several times. The main reason I'm calling in is because I don't want guys thinking, oh, she's a drug addict, she's okay to buy.
Absolutely.
She doesn't choose to be a drug addict. She's kidnapped young. She's drugged up.
Right.
A lot of women don't get away. I was very lucky. I want to let these women know, if you can hear me and you are a female being human trafficked, and your gut tells you now's the time, it is better to lose your fingers than to die through human trafficking. And if you can get away, and you can survive, and you can have a life once you have survived.
As you hear that, what goes through your mind?
Sadness. The average age of a young girl in our own home state of Louisiana that's trafficked is 13 years old.
13.
As we have a home, there are not many of them in our state at all, one that I know of. There are others, but this home takes in these rescued victims where the state and the private and organizations all support this home. And to see the faces of these 12, 11, 13, 16-year-old young girls and some boys. These happen to be only girls that I go visit, but to know how simple it happened, and a lot of it comes from family situations.
People they know. That's what happened in this case with this woman Have you been able to hear of other success stories? You're mentioning it with the
Sure.
Yeah.
There's lots of success stories, because the more we know, the more we hear, the more we know and learn, the more we can share. See something, say something. The more we educate law enforcement, the more we educate hospitality industry, and all of these emergency rooms. 90% of traffic victims end up in emergency rooms. The more we educate the people, the more they're going to know what to ask, what to see, how to recognize it, and the more prevention and the more saving of lives that we can offer and help.
Thank you so much for being here,
you.
because, as I said, you are continuing to stimulate the conversation about this, which can never stop being said.
No, and I encourage all those who are listening to educate yourselves. There's so much out there that you can learn through YouTube videos, through social media, but beware and learn so that you can be a part of the solution.
Right, tons of it at stoptraffickingla.com. We'll give you that site.
Absolutely.
First Lady Donna Edwards, thank you.
Thank you so much.